I found that the system makes it extremely difficult for people trying to come to the U.S. the right way. As you can see, their smuggler here is taking videos confirming that they've gotten across. Simply wait here at the wall, waiting for Border Patrol to come and arrest them. ¿Qué pasa después, Palati? What happens next for you? Smugglers tear down the bollards in the border wall fence, allowing the migrants to easily step through. One of the biggest groups of migrants I've ever seen in one place. This group over here, they're arguing over the space in line. Is this what you thought it would be like in America?
No.
The city came around and put these signs on the structures inside Zone 1 of the 100-acre wood homeless encampment. Although it is cleared out, many of the people living in Zone 1 simply moved to another part of the park. Doesn't really take much skill. But as these pinball wizards in the Morena Pinball Collective have taught me, the ball has beads in it, so the players know where it is on the field. And in baseball, the bases make a noise.
Todas las cosas.
Volunteers like Andy Winter
Probablemente como ocho.
are often the first faces migrants see after crossing the border. Two migrant families from Mexico are here, and they both have young children. They're waiting for Border Patrol to come and apprehend them at this makeshift camp along the border wall. And Andy begins to make them a warm meal.
If it was me in their situation, I would hope someone would show up and make me soup. You know, there's sometimes families here who were traveling and hadn't had food or water for 40 hours or more. And the parents had been giving whatever food and water they had to the kids the whole time. And so they're in really rough shape, but the same thing, the first water you give them, the first thing you do is give it to their kids.
¿Por qué te fuiste a México?
Por miedo, o sea, no quiero regresar, tengo miedo por mis niñas, que mis hijas vayan a una escuela y yo no tenga ese miedo a que mi hija ya no regrese.
I hope I never have to flee for my life. And if I do, I hope there's people to greet me wherever I go.
Bienvenida a Nueva York, gracias.
All of that is in these simple little cups of soup.
Reporting in Sassabee, Adam Klepp, KGUN 9. This is a complicated issue. On one hand, the policy is having the desired effect. Border officials tell us illegal crossings have notably decreased. But here on the ground, there's a human impact. And as you can imagine, a lot of disappointment. It's a walk back they never expected to take. Deported onto the streets of Nogales. Everything they own in a plastic bag. Figuring out what to do now. ¿Qué pasa después, Palati? What happens next for you? Well, we arrived here. Karina told me I will either take the discounted bus or stay in a shelter. While deportations are nothing new, Tucson-based border volunteers say removals with no chance of an asylum hearing is a major U.S. policy shift.
Credible fear. These people have credible fear, and they are not given an opportunity to prove that. And that is just, for me, it's just cruel.
Not just removed, but banned from the U.S. A mother reads us deportation papers she signed, saying if she's caught back in America, she risks 8 years in prison. Left to lace back up their shoes, border guards took the shoelaces away, believing they can be used as a weapon in custody, while many say their American dreams are finished. Just a few miles away, at a migrant shelter, is a living version of Lady Liberty. Sister Lica Macias calls herself a freelance nun, offering people from around the world a place to sleep, a haircut, a smile. We restore their dignity, she says. They have a hope things will get better. Creating a refuge for people like Rudy, waiting months for an asylum appointment. It's all very complicated, Rudy says. This is my second time trying to get to the U.S. After 30 years of humanitarian work, she says always in an election year, people bear the brunt of American politics. There are now legal challenges to the executive order, but it could take months or even years for those to play out. For now, the deportees will just have to wait. Reporting in Mexico at the Nogales border crossing, Adam Klepp, KGUN 9. It's a ground ball to the left side, and one runner scores. For Jeanette Garcia, it's her first time back on the diamond since she was a kid.
I haven't been on a field since I was like 12.
While she's here to compete,
I'm going to give it my all. I think we're going to win.
winning the battle off the field is most important.
There was drugs, alcohol, relationships, love was an addiction for me, and it's okay to say you need help. That is true strength.
For help, she turned to Lenny Simons, someone who knows firsthand what she's going through.
So I was addicted to meth for about 10 years. I did a lot of crimes in Tucson to get meth. And so I ended up going to prison.
But after his release, he started an addiction treatment center here in Tucson, changing lanes on recovery by simply bringing his community together and playing softball.
I did a lot of damage to Tucson. Like I did a lot of damage to Tucson as far as my crimes were. And so starting this program, starting this agency is kind of like a way for me to make amends for all the bad that I've done.
Including Jeanette, Lenny now sees over 60 clients free of charge.
I can't say enough good things about Lenny. He's been through it, you know, so he knows how to connect with people. His empathy, I think, is his biggest strength and why everybody trusts him and continues to come back. You know, he sets the setting. He creates the safe space is what I would call it.
A safe space, like a baseball field, to help others change lanes.
When you have people like Jeanette, like it really shows how the program works and really just keeps you motivated and inspired to keep doing that, to keep helping the next person, you know. So it's a
That's
big deal.
beautiful.
Reporting from Udall Park,
That is beautiful.
Adam Klepp, KGUN 9.